words against the children. She is seen to have threatened the children that she would put them into the she would put them into the washing machine, or she would make them sit in the western cupboard. So this is one of such incident where Vijayalakshmi is very clearly seen to have abused the children, and that is why she has been arrested as of now. And the collection of the evidence in various other sources and the collection of information from various other sources are happening as of now, and there might be more arrests which will be happening in the next couple of days. Shivam.
Okay, so you're saying there's a possibility that more arrests will be happening in this entire matter, because definitely if others are also working in the daycare center, they might be aware of the situation on ground. But what about other daycare centers, Abhishek? Because has there been a state-wise audit that has been ordered because of the pressure that was already being put on such daycare centers, and because of this incident coming to light, this incident becoming highlighted, has there been a statewide audit ordered by the government in this case, Abhishek?
Well, when we questioned about the same to the Karnataka Home Minister Priyank Kharge in the morning, he very clearly mentioned the fact that the daycare centers will have to follow standard operating procedure, which had been previously set down by the union government as well as the state government, and also all the daycares which are operating in India will have to go through some of the guidelines, and they will be localized when it comes to any of the state government. If any of these rules and regulations are not formulated, if they aren't followed by any of the daycare, there will be a severe action against the daycare, is what he has mentioned. On the other hand, he has also mentioned that he is waiting for a report from the Bengaluru City Police with respect to this very particular incident. And after this information will be shared with the Women and Child Rights Commission to make sure that the rules and regulations followed by the daycare centers will have to be re-implemented strictly, is what the Home Minister has mentioned as of now. So majority of the daycare centers who are operating, who might be operating without legal license, might be closed down anytime soon, or some of them have already closed down as soon as they got to know that one such incident has happened in Silicon City, Bengaluru. And we are also expecting that the government might order a team officials to make sure that the daycares are following the rules and regulations. If not, generate a report against them and put them behind bars.
Okay. Shivam. Okay. Thanks a lot, Abhishek, for all the latest details. Keep tracking of all the developments. We'll come back to you as more details emerge. All right, viewers, now let's move on to another top story. This is about a shocking case which emerged from Venezuela, where an Indian seafarer whose name is Rakesh Chauhan was reported dead in Venezuela, and his mortal remains were sent back to his hometown in Uttar Pradesh without any autopsy report. But that's not it, or details from Venezuelan authorities. The family demanded an re-autopsy in India. Now, the official post-mortem conducted here revealed a very horrifying truth. Not a single organ, I repeat, not a single organ was found in the body. The report notes the brain, the heart, both the lungs, the liver, kidneys, spleen, pancreas, stomach, intestines, thyroid, hyoid, larynx, and trachea were all missing. The body showed extensive prior stitching, 22 stitches, ladies and gentlemen, from neck to the pubic symphysis, and 21 stitches. The stitches were continuing year to year. No ante-mortem injuries were found. The body was kept in deep freeze for nearly a month, and the cause of death is yet to be ascertained, and it could not be determined due to absence of organs. The Indian Embassy came into action. The Indian Embassy in Caracas has sought a thorough investigation by Venezuelan authorities into the desecration and removal of the organs. So the family demanded that there should be action, and they're demanding action with the image of the person who died, and not a single organ was found in his body. And there were no ante-mortem injuries noted. So that's the big question is, were the organs stolen? What exactly happened? The family demands justice for the deceased, because no organ was left inside his body. And body was kept in deep freeze for a month, ladies and gentlemen. And then later, when it was sent back to his hometown, there was not a single organ. And the question is, were the organs stolen? Body being kept in the deep freeze for a month after organs being removed, and the family demands autopsy. And What's missing? This exactly highlights what's missing. The brain is missing, the thyroid is missing, the hyoid is missing, the larynx is missing, the larynx and trachea, both are missing. The question is, were the organs stolen? And there has been no explanation by the Venezuelan authorities. Both the lungs were also missing, the heart was also missing, the stomach was missing, intestines were missing, and other parts also, including spleen, pancreas, kidneys. Both the kidneys were missing. So there's something fishy in this entire matter. Something really fishy. The post-mortem highlights missing organs. That's the big highlight here, and that's why the family is asking for a re-autopsy, another post-mortem from the Venezuelan authorities, and also the Indian embassy has come into action, swung into action, and they have asked for authorities to work on it and action to happen. The post-mortem highlights missing organs in this matter. This is the sailor's organ that were missing in the body. All right, let's listen into the reaction of the family members. Let's listen into the reaction of the wife of the seafarer who was found dead there.
मेरे पति जहाज पे गए थे, वहाँ पे उनकी हत्या करके और उनकी जो बॉडी की ऑर्गन्स थे वो निकाल ली गई है। और हम लोगों से उन लोगों ने आज तक कुछ भी सही से रिपोर्ट नहीं दिया, ना ही हम लोग जितने बार रिपोर्ट मांगे, कुछ भी मांगे, उनका यहाँ तक का जो निजी सामान था वो भी कुछ नहीं उन लोगों ने दिया। हम लोग मांगते रह गए, वो लोग बात भी सही से नहीं करते, अकड़ के ही बात करते हैं कंपनी वाले। और उनकी बॉडी का हर एक पार्ट निकाल लिया। हम लोग यहाँ पे पीएम करवाए, हम लोग को पहले तो पता नहीं था, हम लोग ये हुआ कि चलो बॉडी आ रही है। उसके बाद जब हम लोग यहाँ दोबारा पीएम करवाए तो यहाँ पीएम में रिपोर्ट आया कि उस बॉडी की एक भी ऑर्गन्स नहीं है। हम लोग सरकार से यही मांग चाहते हैं कि जो ये किए हैं वो कड़ी से कड़ी उनको सजा हो, उनको अच्छी सी जांच, सही से उनकी जांच बैठाई जाए। सर, हम ये चाहते हैं कि हमारी जो उचित मुआवजा है वो हमें सरकार दिलाए, वो हमें मिले और हमें एक नौकरी सरकारी जो कि मिलनी चाहिए, क्योंकि मेरे बच्चे का भविष्य एकदम अंधकार में है। मेरा 6 मंथ का बच्चा है, जो कि नौकरी की वजह से मैं नौकरी मुझे मिले कि मैं बच्चे को अपने अच्छे से पाल सकूं।
So the family demands a re-autopsy, the family demands justice, and they want information for what exactly happened. Chandrakala is joining us from New Delhi for all the latest updates in this matter. Chandrakala, now the Indian embassy has swung into action and they want Venezuelan authorities to come up with some answers and action to happen, because how can this be that you can send a body and you can claim that the autopsy has been done and there is not a single organ present inside the body? The family definitely demands justice in this case. Over to you, Chandrakala, for all the latest updates.
Yes, absolutely. A very, very shocking revelation has come to the fore, wherein an Indian seafarer who is working in Venezuelan water, his body has been sent back to his home after he was dead and without a single organ. Well, this is not only a concern for India, but also the Venezuelan authority is answerable as to what steps are being taken to ensure the safety and security of the Indian sailors who are actually working in and passing by Venezuelan water. Now, we have seen the recent development wherein the Indian embassy in Caracas has, sought a detailed investigation, has taken up this matter with the Venezuelan authorities to investigate into this matter. And of course, the matter has been taken up by the Ministry of External Affairs as well as but what we are learning is that the Venezuelan authority is not, there is no word from the Venezuelan authorities yet. But yes, we have already reached out to the Venezuelan authority as to what steps are being taken to ensure the safety and security, and also what steps are being taken to to help the family members reach out, and if the Venezuelan authorities is ready to to take up this matter, to work together with the Indian authorities to help this, to resolve these issues, and carry out a forensic examination further, or in collaboration with India to resolve this issue. Well, this is a matter of concern for both the countries, and we are awaiting a response from the Venezuelan authorities right at this moment. A very, very shocking revelation, and this has come to the fore after this family has claimed that he died under very suspicious circumstances while serving.
And they definitely need answers to what exactly happened. Chandrakala, thanks a lot for all the latest updates in this story. All right, viewers, so that was all that we could pack in this edition of a live report, but we have an action-packed bulletin lined up for you after the break. But don't go anywhere, we'll bring you more big stories coming up.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है?
अरे मेरे राजा।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much. आपने बोला humble हो, मैं humble हो रहा हूँ.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा, आर प्योर मसाला।
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk tonight about an incident where an FIR got registered against 4 people. This is an incident which has happened in Madhya Pradesh, in Ujjain, and there is this strange video which shows a van suspended about 40 feet in the air. And it's suspended with a crane, some kind of a huge big crane. And there are explosives which are put inside this van, and then the van is detonated. Watch this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is apparently during a Muharram procession, where the organizers fill a car with explosives, lift it 40 feet in the air with explosives, put a slogan on the vehicle saying, "Le fir aage," which means, look, we are back. And then they explode the van. And at that point of time, there are posters put, there's a lot of mayhem. It's also seen in the video that there are 2 people who are waving red flags before the blast. And the car is detonated mid-air amidst the spectators. There are videos from an Instagram account which also...
India's defense story is entering a transformative new era, powered by indigenous innovation, cutting-edge emerging technology, and a rapidly expanding defense industrial ecosystem. As the nation accelerates its journey towards strategic self-reliance and the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, Republic brings together the policymakers, defense leaders, innovators and industry pioneers shaping the future of national security. Join us on 18th July in New Delhi for Republic Defence Forces first conclave, Bharat, the defense powerhouse, where the spotlight will be on next-generation military technologies, advanced defense platforms, indigenous capabilities, and the government and industry partnerships driving India's technological transformation. Stay tuned for insightful conversations, exclusive perspectives, and the ideas that will define the future of India's defense ecosystem. Now, let's have a look at the top headlines. Back-to-back cases of civic apathy comes to light. 2 electrocuted after rain and 1 drowns after falling into open pit. Two daycare caretakers arrested for allegedly physically abusing toddlers at a daycare in Bengaluru. Prime accused sent to 14-day custody. DMK versus TVK intensifies in Tamil Nadu. DMK likely to move Supreme Court over TVK minister's comment on Karur stampede. Carefully crafted Pakistan campaign exposed. Pakistan apologists timed letter backing talks to the Indus summit hosted by Islamabad. Now, 3 tragic deaths in Maharashtra are now raising serious questions about civic apathy and contractor negligence. In Pune, 2-year-old Soham Lakhan Kasbe drowned after falling into a rainwater-filled pit outside his home. The pit was one of 4 dug for drainage and allegedly left open without safety measures. Now, Loni Kalbahor police have booked an unidentified contractor. In Mumbai's Mumra, 17-year-old Alia Mohammad Sajid Chandiwala died of electrocution. And she came into contact with a live current wire while walking through a waterlogged stretch near her building's iron gate. Her family says complaints about voltage fluctuation to torrent power were ignored. And police have booked power officials for negligence. And in Nagpur's Taj Bagh area, 65-year-old Afroza Begum died instantly from an electric shock while returning from a grocery store. Live current had spread through water accumulated on the road, allegedly due to negligence by the municipal corporation in this case. The negligence by the municipal corporation, contractors and the electricity officials. Now, in all 3 cases, residents are demanding accountability, stricter safety enforcement and compensation for the victims' families. Now, there are the 3 cases on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, where a 65-year-old dies because of electrocution, and this is in Nagpur, and 2 other cases where one in Thane, 17-year-old girl got electrocuted and she died because of electrocution because there was live current in the water. So there's not just flooding which is happening, it's not just waterlogging which is happening, and it's also the electrocution cases. There's current in the water and anybody can die because of that. All right, viewers, now let's move on to another big breaking news development. This is about the Sia and Chetan story and in the death of Ketan. Now, Republic confronts Sia and Chetan in this entire case. And we'll have the visuals also for you where we confronted Sia and Chetan. So, yesterday, Sia was making obscene gestures towards the media, and now we confronted Sia and Chetan. And let's go to that interaction. Let's go to the confrontation.
सिया अफसोस है आपको, सिया अफसोस है, सिया अफसोस है आपको, सिया अफसोस है, जिस तरह से सिया अफसोस है, सिया बस नहीं अंदर नहीं बस रुको हाँ सिया अफसोस है, सिया अफसोस है आपको, सिया अफसोस है, जिस तरह से सिया अफसोस है, सिया बस नहीं अंदर नहीं बस रुको हाँ सिया अफसोस है, सिया अफसोस है आपको, सिया अफसोस है, जिस तरह से सिया अफसोस है, सिया बस 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 नहीं अंदर नहीं बस रुको हाँ.
All right, so this is the situation where yesterday, the way she was behaving, and today you can see as we confronted Sia and Chetan, and there was no answer. They had no answer. We asked a very simple question: do you regret what you did? And they ran away. They ran away from the media, the same media that yesterday they were abusing. Yesterday, Sia was the one who was abusing the media by making an obscene gesture towards the media, pointing towards the media. And now, when Republic confronted Sia and Chetan, we asked a very simple question. Our senior correspondent asked a very simple question: do you regret what you did? Do you regret killing Ketan? And there was no response. There was no response. She ran inside. She ran inside because she had no answers. And this is Republic confronting Sia and Chetan, who both had no answers. Sia had no answer. Yesterday she was in a way she was abusing the media, and today she has no answers. She has no answers to the question that were posed by Republic, because Republic confronted Sia, and Sia evades the questions that were asked by Republic on the Pune murder case, on the Ketan Agarwal murder case. No response from Sia, no response from Chetan. This is Republic confronting Sia and Chetan in this matter. Exclusive on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, this is Republic confronting Sia in this case, and she did not respond, and she had no answers. As Sia was being brought into the lockup, she was asked, do you have any regrets? Why did you kill Ketan? Sia can clearly be seen running away while looking at the camera. The question was asked. All right, Satya Prakash is live with us for all the latest details. Satya Prakash, बहुत सीधा सवाल पूछा गया था कि आपको रिग्रेट है कि आपने क्या किया है, आपने मारा है केतन को, किस तरीके का रवैया, और कल तो जरा जिस तरीके से उंगली दिखाई जा रही थी, वो तमाम चीजें की जा रही थी, और आज की दृष्टिकोण को देखते हुए, आज की हरकतों को देखते हुए जरा बताइए क्या कुछ हो रहा है।
देखिए, थोड़ी देर पहले ही सिया को इसी लॉकअप रूम में लाया गया। उस समय हमने सवाल पूछा कि क्या अफसोस है जिस तरह से केतन अग्रवाल को धक्का दिया है, क्या इसको लेकर अफसोस है जिस तरह से उन्होंने धक्का दिया था। सवाल पूछा, लेकिन सिया भागती हुई नजर आई, कोई जवाब नहीं दिया। लेकिन जिस तरह से कल जब सिया के घर पे लेके पुलिस गई थी, वहां पर बयान दर्ज किया था और पूछताछ किया था, उस समय जिस तरह से वो निकली और बाहर आई और जिस तरह से उंगली दिखाया, अश्लील इशारा किया, कहीं के उसी को लेकर हमने आज पूछा कि जो केतन अग्रवाल को धक्का दिया उसको लेकर अफसोस है। लेकिन सिया ने कोई जवाब नहीं दिया। पुलिस लगातार इस मामले को लेकर जांच कर रही, कई लोग का बयान दर्ज किया है और चेतन चौधरी के दोस्त का बयान दर्ज किया। चेतन चौधरी का दोस्त जो है, चेतन चौधरी ने बताया था अपने दोस्त को कि अगर ऐसा करते हैं, केतन अग्रवाल को अगर हम धक्का देते हैं या उसके साथ कुछ करते हैं, क्या हो सकता है। इन सारी चीज़ों को जानकारी दिया था अपने दोस्त को, और दोस्त का बयान पुलिस ने दर्ज किया। थोड़ी देर पहले ही इसी जो है लॉकअप रूम में लाया गया है सिया और चेतन को, और थोड़ी देर बाद यहाँ से निकाला जाएगा और आज जो है कोर्ट में पेश करेगी पुलिस जो है, सोर्सेज जो जानकारी मिल रहे हैं कि पुलिस रिमांड मांगेगी चेतन और सिया का, क्योंकि जिस तरह से लगातार जो जांच चल रहा है, कई ऐसी कड़ियां हैं, अभी भी पुलिस को जांच करना बाकी है। चेतन चौधरी के पिता का बयान दर्ज करना है, इसके साथ ही कई लोग का बयान दर्ज करना है और बहुत सारी चीजें जांच बची है। तो इसलिए पुलिस कहना है कि हम पुलिस रिमांड मांगेंगे, क्योंकि कई चीजें हैं जिसको लेकर जांच करना है। जी
बिल्कुल। और जांच में सहयोग क्या किया जा रहा है या बिल्कुल सहयोग नहीं किया जा रहा है? क्योंकि जिस तरीके से इनके जवाब पहले आ रहे थे, एक दूसरे पर आरोप लगाता है, दूसरा उस पर आरोप लगाता है, और पूरी प्लानिंग के साथ ही एक तरीके से शातिर अपराधियों की तरह इन्होंने पूरी वारदात को अंजाम दिया था। ले जाके पहले भी धक्का मारा गया था, लेकिन जब पता लगा कि अकेले धक्का मारने से काम नहीं बनेगा तो चेतन को लाया गया। ये पूरे घटनाक्रम को थोड़ा समझाते हुए, और आज की जो जिस तरीके से आपने सवाल पूछा तो जवाब नहीं आया वहां तक।
देखिए, जिस तरह पुलिस जांच कर रही है लगातार, क्योंकि एक बार नहीं, हर दिन लगभग सिया और चेतन से पूछताछ कर रही है पुलिस, क्योंकि जिस तरह से पुलिस उलझी हुई है, क्योंकि चेतन जो कह रहा है कि सिया ने धक्का दिया और सिया कह रही है चेतन ने धक्का दिया। कहीं पुलिस जो ऐसी उलझी हुई है, इसीलिए लगातार जो है पुलिस पूछताछ कर रही है। कई घंटों तक पूछताछ कर रही, हर दिन लगभग पुलिस स्टेशन बैठा कर लॉकअप रूम में और यहाँ तक कि एसपी ऑफिस में भी ले जाकर पूछताछ किया जा रहा है। क्योंकि जिस तरह से ये लोग बयान बदल रहे हैं, जिस तरह से क्राइम रिक्रिएशन किया गया, क्योंकि पहले जो है सिया को ले जाकर वहाँ पे घटनास्थल पर वहाँ पे क्राइम रिक्रिएशन कराया गया था, इसके बाद जो है चेतन को ले जाकर कराया गया। दोनों का जो है क्राइम रिक्रिएशन को मिलान किया गया है और लगातार पूछताछ किया जा रहा है। क्योंकि जिस तरह से बयान बदल रहे हैं, शुरुआती जब पूछताछ हुआ था उस समय दोनों ने कबूल किया था कि हमने दोनों मिलकर जो है केतन अग्रवाल को धक्का दिए हैं लोहगढ़ किले से, लेकिन अब कहीं के दोनों का बयान मिसमैच हो रहा है, जिसको लेकर लगातार कहीं पुलिस उलझी हुई है और इसीलिए लगातार लोगों का बयान दर्ज कर रही है, स्टेटमेंट दर्ज कर रही है। और सबसे बड़ा चीज ये सामने आया है कि जिस तरह से चेतन के दोस्त ने बताया है कि केतन अग्रवाल को धक्का मारने और मारने का प्लानिंग का हिस्सा बताया था और उसी का बयान पुलिस ने दर्ज किया। फिलहाल पुलिस आज जो है कोर्ट में पेश करेगी और दोनों को, चेतन और सिया का रिमांड मांगेगी और कई चीजें जो अभी जांच में बाकी है उसको कहीं न कहीं आने वाले दिनों में करेगी। जी
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया पूरी जानकारी हमारे साथ साझा करने के लिए, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। नजर बनाए रखिए और क्या कुछ घटनाएं सामने आती हैं, क्या अपडेट्स आते हैं। थैंक्स अ लॉट। ऑलराइट, सो लेट्स मूव ऑन टू अनदर टॉप स्टोरी। दिस इज अबाउट द Bengaluru Daycare horror, where former child rights chief wrote to Chief Minister and sought a statewide safety audit, and the alleged abuse of toddlers at a daycare center inside Capgemini's Bengaluru campus triggered calls for stricter monitoring. Now, NCPCR takes suo motu cognizance in the daycare horror. The NCPCR, and there will be a team that will visit the scene, the location where the children were abused, where the little children, the toddlers, merely 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds were abused, physically abused, beaten, and the way misbehaved. You can see the visuals. This horrific, shocking visuals. How can a person be so cruel that they can do such heinous things to little children, to kids, to 2-year-olds, to 3-year-olds? The way they were locked inside the bathroom, the way they were physically abused, and the facility temporarily shut as a precaution. And the police is on that matter. Investigations are on. One has been arrested, and the police is investigating. One is absconding also in this case where the children were abused, physically abused, and action is happening right now as we speak. And this is 5 booked under Juvenile Justice Act. All right, Abhishek is live with us with all the latest details in this story. Abhishek, coming to you, the NCPCR, that is the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, has taken suo motu cognizance of the alleged physical abuse and torture. What action are we looking at?
Well, the NCPCR is about to reach Bengaluru. They might have already reached Bengaluru because they are going to first have a word with the State Child Rights Commission, after which they will be heading towards the HL police station to collect the prima facie details and the data which has been investigated by the HL police station after the FIR was registered against the Capgemini daycare service, the issue that happened at the daycare service, and after which they will be reaching out to the Capgemini campus to interrogate, to collect the actual facts and to collect the actual data, to collect the CCTV evidences, and also to question the measure of the leadership level in the daycare sector in the Capgemini campus. On the other hand, we've also been informed that these officials who are coming to Bengaluru from Delhi will do the fact-finding, collect a report, they will generate a report and then submit it to the union level office, and after which they will make sure that they will direct the state government as to what has to be done in this particular issue. On the other hand, Shashidhar Kosumbe has already written a letter to the Karnataka Chief Minister seeking his intervention and non-negligent action in this particular issue. The third point will be the HL police, who had given the notice to 4 of the accused among the 5, has already arrested accused number 2, Vijayalakshmi, because the videos which are already surfaced over in various other modes of the channels, it is found that Vijayalakshmi is video. It is found that Vijayalakshmi threatened the children to put them within the washing machine, to put them within the western commode, and also it is believed that she had verbally and emotionally abused the children who were taking the facility in the daycare at the Capgemini campus. And 3 women who had already been served with the notice have already been interrogated by the HL police as of now, and they have they haven't found any substantial evidence against these three women. And the fact is that Sujata, who was the former employee in the daycare service, had lodged a complaint after she quit the work at this Capgemini campus because she had an internal fight with the daycare team, is what the police sources mentioned off the record as of now. But we are awaiting the response from the Capgemini as of now, because they've only given out a statement or a press note stating that the daycare services at their campus has been shut down due to the prevailing situation. On the other hand, the Commissioner of Bengaluru City Police, Seemans Kumar Singh, had mentioned the fact that the team has been formulated under the supervision of a lady Deputy Commissioner of Police, and this team is actually continuing with the investigation into the grassroots level. On the other hand, we are also expecting this particular case will have to see, or might see some more arrests in this particular case, because the police have started collecting the evidence after interrogating the parents also who had left their children at the daycare center. If at all any physical abuse or mental abuse or emotional abuse were found by the parents, some more arrests might have happened in the next couple of days. We are also expecting that the NCPCR will collect the data, the CCTV and the recordings of the entire floor, and after which they might launch another investigation from their side. Shivam.
All right, yeah, definitely. Investigation needs to be done in this matter. But are we looking at more arrests also in this case? Are we looking at more arrests apart from the 5, one absconding? Will there be more arrests in the near future? And also about the state-wise audit that we are looking at, and also the demands of the NCPCR and the former chief.
Well, with respect to one person who's already absconded, there are several other doubts which have arisen already, because all the three women who had been served notices have been interrogated by the police, and the one who's absconding now is believed to have been a part of this incident. She might have also been a person who's threatened the children, who's abused the children, and this is one of the reasons as to why she might have absconded. And with respect to the daycare center's audit, which is supposed to happen in the state of Karnataka, Home Minister Priyank Kharge has clearly mentioned a fact that he is awaiting the report of this particular daycare center from the Bengaluru City Police in a day or two, and after which there will be audit from the state government. He will be writing a letter to the Women and Child Commission to make sure that the rules or the SOPs which the daycares across the state will have to follow will be implied immediately, and the daycare centers will, no matter what, follow the rules and regulations which have been laid down by the state government as well as the union government. And also Priyank Kharge for a fact mentions that it is not only the responsibility of the parents or the government or the agencies to look after the safety of the child, but it is also the utmost importance of the Capgemini or any other private company which offers a daycare solution, because
definitely
these companies
yes, Abhishek, keep tracking all the developments. Keep tracking all the developments. We'll come back to you later as more details emerge, but thanks a lot for all the details in this entire matter. Thanks a lot. All right, viewers, now let's move on to another top big breaking news development that we're getting right now. This is the new revelations likely in the Ram Mandir donation scam case, and police takes Avinash Shukla into remand, and it is reported that he has so far confessed to the using the stolen offering money to purchase a motorcycle. Expectations of new revelations have risen regarding the theft of offerings from Ayodhya's Ram Mandir. The police have taken Avinash Shukla, one of the accused, arrested in this matter in the case, into remand on Friday morning, and a police team arrived at the jail to collect Avinash and took him to the district hospital for a medical examination. Subsequently, he was brought to the remand room at the police lines, where interrogation began. This is the big update. Accused allegedly used donation money to purchase bike. This is another set of revelation that we are getting in this Ram Mandir donation embezzlement case, in the donation scam case. New revelations emerge in Ram Mandir donation case. One after the other. One of the accused, Avinash Shukla, allegedly used donation money to purchase a motorcycle. This is the exclusive information that we are getting in this story. A big revelation in this matter on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. New revelations emerge in the Ram Mandir donation scam story. Big update on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. The accused allegedly used donation money to purchase a motorcycle. So that's what we are getting in this story. The Uniform Civil Code debate is set to intensify in West Bengal. The state cabinet will take up the draft UCC bill at a high-level meeting in Nabanna today. An expert committee headed by former Supreme Court Judge Justice Ranjana Prakash Desai has been tasked with examining the draft before it is placed in the assembly. Here's the report.
The West Bengal government has initiated the next step towards framing its Uniform Civil Code, with the draft bill set to be discussed at a cabinet meeting in Nabanna. The meeting, scheduled for 2 p.m, will be attended by ministers and secretaries from all government departments to deliberate on the proposed legislation. The state cabinet has already approved the formation of an expert committee to examine the draft Uniform Civil Code bill. The panel will be headed by retired Supreme Court Judge Justice Ranjana Prakash Desai, who has been given 4 weeks to study the draft and submit recommendations. According to the state government, once the committee submits its report, the draft UCC bill will be placed before the West Bengal Legislative Assembly for further consideration. The move comes as the Uniform Civil Code continues to remain a key political and legal issue, with several states examining similar legislation. The expert panel's recommendations are expected to shape the final draft before it is formally introduced in the Assembly.
Well, it was time to slip into a short commercial break, but don't go anywhere because we have a lot more lined up for you. Coming up, back-to-back cases of civic apathy comes to light, and 3 killed because of civic negligence. 2 electrocuted after rain and 1 drowns after falling into open pit.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
हनी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk tonight about an incident where an FIR got registered against 4 people. This is an incident which has happened in Madhya Pradesh, in Ujjain, and there is this strange video which shows a van suspended about 40 feet in the air. And it's suspended with a crane, some kind of a huge big crane. And there are explosives which are put inside this van, and then the van is detonated. Watch this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is apparently during a Moharram procession, where the organizers fill a car with explosives, lift it 40 feet in the air with explosives, put a slogan on the vehicle saying, "Le fir aage," which means, "Look, we are back." And then they explode the van. And at that point of time, there are posters put, there's a lot of mayhem. It's also seen in the video that there are 2 people who are waving red flags before the blast, and the car is detonated mid-air amidst the spectators. There are videos from an Instagram account which also show a young man performing other explosion-related stunts, such as filling a drum with explosives and blasting it. And there are intense explosives used out there. This is all a celebration of explosions. These are not fireworks, let me tell you this, viewers. Now, the police arrested the accused, and there was a procession of the accused also taken out. The accused identified as one.
viewers, welcome back. You're watching Republic TV. This is Shivam Dutt Mehta. Now, the annual Sri Amarnath Yatra is set to begin today with thousands of devotees embarking on the sacred pilgrimage to the Himalayan cave shrine in Jammu and Kashmir. Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha flagged off the first batch of pilgrims from Jammu, marking the start of a 57-day spiritual journey amid extensive security arrangements and heightened enthusiasm among devotees. Here's the report.
Chants of Bam Bam Bole echoed through Jammu as the first batch of pilgrims set off for the sacred Amarnath Yatra, one of India's most revered religious journeys. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha flagged off the inaugural convoy from the Bhagwati Nagar Yatri Niwas, marking the formal commencement of the annual pilgrimage. The 57-day Yatra begins today and will continue till August 28th, coinciding with the festival of Raksha Bandhan.
This is a camp where the facilities have been provided for all these yatris, although the number is coming around 10,000, many of them who have reached through the private vehicles, the train journey, many of them have taken, and some of them have also come in using via these buses that were provided by the administration. But meanwhile, we are also seeing many of the yatris who have turned quite offended, saying that they are not being allowed to go inside the camp because of the registration issues that they are facing, although many of them are staying here on the very road despite the challenging weather. They are not even leaving the place, waiting that when they will be getting a green signal from the administration.
All right, it's time to slip into a short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. Coming up next, DMK versus TVK intensifies in Tamil Nadu. DMK likely to move Supreme Court over TVK ministers' comment on Karur stampede.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट अब बताओ स्वाद आया
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट.
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwan Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you a picture of Bhagwant Mann at present, which is about 52, 53 years old. And Bhagwant Mann on the other side at the age of 39, when he was a performer. Well, he is still a performer in a way. But there's a distinct physical difference. A, he's put on a lot of weight. His face is much more puffy. He's older. He's wearing a turban. He was not wearing a turban at that time. Not always, at least. Not always photographed with a turban. And so there's a distinct difference. So if you see the picture of the younger Bhagwant Mann, you'd actually have a blink and miss moment. Is this the same guy, you'd say? We all age. But some people, their appearance changes distinctly between 12 to 13 years. They're almost unrecognizable. And Bhagwant Mann is, fortunately or unfortunately, among those people. Now, what Bhagwant Mann is trying to say is, the guy you see in the pictures, in the sacrilege video, is not me. And he's banking on the fact that he looks different now. Now look at the picture on the left-hand side, the younger Bhagwant Mann. And look at the pictures on the right-hand side, which is the sacrilege video of 2014.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching Republic TV. This is Shivam Dutt Mehta. Republic School of Journalism, India's most sought-after live learning program, has now opened applications for its 2026 batch. RSJ was launched with a single mission: to train the next generation of journalists, not in classrooms, but on the field, live, as news breaks, covering elections, wars, and the biggest stories of our times, under the direct mentorship of India's best journalists at the Republic Media Network. And the results speak for themselves. 100% of students from RSJ's inaugural batch are now placed working in newsrooms. The new batch begins this August, and aspiring journalists can apply online now at www.republicschoolofjournalism.com or call 836-999-5400 to know more. Now let's shift our focus and get you all the top headlines of the hour. Back-to-back cases of civic apathy comes to light. 2 electrocuted after rain and 1 drowns after falling into open pit. Two daycare caretakers arrested for allegedly physically abusing toddlers at a daycare in Bengaluru. Prime accused sent to 14-day custody. DMK versus TVK intensifies in Tamil Nadu. DMK likely to move Supreme Court over TVK minister's comment on Karur stampede. Carefully crafted Pakistan campaign exposed. Pakistan apologists' timed letter backing talks to the Indus summit hosted by Islamabad. All right, viewers, let's begin with the first top story. This is a big breaking news development that we're getting. This is about the DMK MLA Anita R. Radhakrishnan arrested. Former DMK minister and current MLA from Tiruchendur, Anita R. Radhakrishnan has been arrested. Anita R. Radhakrishnan has been arrested over a case filed against him for making demeaning comments against CM Vijay. And earlier today, he had applied for an anticipatory bail, and the Madras High Court had declined his bail, stating any comment MLA makes should be responsible for. So you can't just make a statement and let it be. There will be repercussions, there will be action, and similarly in this case also there is action. Arrest after his anticipatory bail plea was rejected by the High Court in this case. DMK MLA Anita R. Radhakrishnan has been arrested. Big breaking news development, ladies and gentlemen, on your screen as you can see. Top breaking news from the development in Tamil Nadu. Big breaking news development where DMK MLA Anita R. Radhakrishnan has been arrested. The former DMK minister and current MLA from Tiruchendur, Anita R. Radhakrishnan, has been arrested over a case filed against him for making demeaning comments against CM Vijay. Earlier today, he had applied for an anticipatory bail, and the Madras High Court had declined his bail, stating any comment MLA makes should be responsible for. He should be responsible for, and there's action in this case also. He has been arrested, and his anticipatory bail plea was rejected. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the DMK MLA Anita R. Radhakrishnan. Anita R. Radhakrishnan, who has been arrested in this case because of the comment that he had made against TVK chief. Big breaking news development coming in on your screens. DMK MLA and ex-Tamil Nadu minister. This is Anita Radhakrishnan. All right, Sharda is live with us with all the latest details. Sharda, what's the latest that you're fetching on this story? His anticipatory bail plea was also rejected.
Well, today morning, Shivam, Radhakrishnan applied for an anticipatory bail in the Madras High Court, which was rejected. Following that, the police of the Thoothukudi district have arrested the former minister of the DMK and the current MLA Anita Radhakrishnan in this particular case. If you remember, he made a statement against Chief Minister Vijay, saying that he's a person who comes from a film background, and added that he would have not been in the assembly and that he would have spent time with an actress, and made multiple demeaning statements from his family, saying that his wife wife and his kids are not with him, and that it was only an actress who is now supporting him and surrounding him. So this was the comment that Anita Radhakrishnan had made, and it was the same case for which a case was filed against him and in a public meet where he made it. So following that, now a case was registered, and later also the TVK Minister Nirmal Kumar 3 days back sought the permission from the governor as well to take action against multiple DMK ministers, whereas the DVAC has few missing complaints as well against the DMK leaders. So now this is the first arrest that's been made by the TVK government against the DMK former ministers, and the current MLA Anita Radhakrishnan has been arrested for making a demeaning comment against Chief Minister Vijay. So now MK Stalin, the DMK president, has also made a statement in this telling that the TVK is a take diversion government, and instead of taking action against TVK MLAs, TVK cadres who has complained against them in the police station for multiple other cases including sexual harassment, now TVK is focusing on the DMK leaders and arresting them.
All right, stay with us. We have another big breaking news development. Let's go across to the breaking news development, and we'll need your comment on that too. This is about DMK President MK Stalin, who made a statement against the arrest of DMK MLA Anita Radhakrishnan and claims that TVK is taking a diversion government, and instead of arresting TVK MLAs whose name was involved in multiple sexual assault cases, TVK now has an upper hold with the state police and are arresting the DMK leaders. So this is MK Stalin on the recent arrest of the DMK MLA Anita R. Radhakrishnan. And this is the DMK's reaction. They are passing the buck on the TVK and blaming them that they are misusing the police in this case, and they're saying that because they have control over the police and hence such actions. Now, a big statement has come, Sharda, from DMK chief Stalin. What reactions are coming in this entire matter? What developments?
Well, after Anita Radhakrishnan was arrested today morning, he's been inquired by the state police in the SP office in Thoothukudi. Now, reacting to that, the DMK leader, MK Stalin, has made a comment saying that the TVK government is already taking action against DMK and saying that it's a take diversion government. It's a government that is focusing on issues like making comments against the Chief Minister, made critics against the Chief Minister. But the Madras High Court today morning rejected the anticipatory bail, stating that MNA cannot make demeaning comments against the Chief Minister, and also said that the MLA should take responsibility for what he spoke is why the reason the anticipatory bail was rejected. Now, the Chief Minister points out, telling that the TVK government is taking action only against the DMK leaders and not the TVK MLAs against whom the complaints have been registered in the past few weeks, and also constantly pointing out through his tweet on X that the TVK government is only trying to shut down the DMK by taking action against the leaders in multiple ways, including DVAC, pointing them in corruption, pointing them at multiple other statements has been made in the past, and the TVK leader and including TVK Minister Arnab Arjuna, who recently pointed his hands at the DMK for what happened in Karur. So now the DMK is facing it all legally. They're also going to be moving the Supreme Court on a case against the TVK Minister Arnab Arjuna for making a comment saying that the DMK is responsible for the Karur stampede. So we can see that the political war game has begun between the DMK and the TVK in the state of Tamil Nadu.
All right, thanks a lot for all the latest details. Keep track of all the developments. We'll come back to you as more details emerge. Thanks a lot. All right, viewers, let's move on to another big breaking news development that we are getting, and this is about a fake doctor's racket. Yes, a fake doctor's racket. Now, in a major crackdown by the Special Operations Group, that is the SOG in Jaipur in Rajasthan, a large racket that provided fake foreign medical graduate certificates from the Foreign Medical Graduate Examination, that is the FMGE certificates, to individuals, turning them into doctors. Now, for 20 to 30 lakh rupees, ladies and gentlemen, this has been accused, and these are the few doctors, the 3 doctors who were arrested, and the 3 more doctors who completed their MBBS abroad, that is Navdeep Tambolia, Chirag Sahu and Afridi Khan, who were arrested for securing registration with the Rajasthan Medical Council, the RMC, using forged FMG certificates despite failing the exam multiple times. So they were failures, and they still got the certificates because they paid for it. There's corruption involved, and they had even completed internships in government and private medical colleges. So they did internships in government colleges, medical colleges, private colleges. With this, the total number of accused arrested in the racket has reached 25. Not just 3 cases, but 25 have been arrested. while investigation has flagged over 100 suspicious doctors. The network allegedly operated through middlemen, including prime accused Bhanaram Mali, who is under intense scrutiny, and the 3 recently arrested individuals have been remanded to police custody till July the 4th, as the SOG continues probing the roles of other doctors. Our correspondent has filed a ground report. Let's listen into that.
25 लाख रुपए दीजिए और बिना FMG पास करे बिना ही आप डॉक्टर बन जाइए। जी हाँ, बिल्कुल ऐसा ही कुछ राजस्थान में देखने को मिला है, जहां राजस्थान SOG ने इस पूरे मामले में बड़ी कार्रवाई करते हुए लगभग 100 ऐसे ग्रेजुएट्स थे जिन्हें चिन्हित किया गया है और 25 से ज़्यादा फिलहाल इस पूरे मामले में गिरफ्तारी हो गई है और 3 की फिलहाल राजस्थान SOG ने यहां पर गिरफ्तारी की है। लगातार राजस्थान SOG इस पूरे मामले में ताबड़तोड़ कार्रवाई करता हुआ नजर आ रहा है, लेकिन बड़ा सवाल ये है कि आखिरकार कैसे आम लोगों की ज़िंदगी से खिलवाड़ किया जा रहा है। बताया ये भी जा रहा है कि फर्जी सर्टिफिकेट के ज़रिए पहले इंटर्नशिप और इंटर्नशिप से सीधे तौर पर डॉक्टर बनने तक का रास्ता यहाँ पर साफ किया गया है। इस पूरे मामले में RMC के पूर्व रजिस्ट्रार समेत तमाम लोगों की फिलहाल गिरफ्तारियां हो गई है। राजस्थान SOG फिलहाल इसके पूरे मास्टरमाइंड और कहां तक इस पूरे मामले की जड़ देखने को मिल रही है, इस पूरे मामले में राजस्थान SOG लगातार ताबड़तोड़ कार्रवाई कर रहा है।
बाहर की कंट्रीज से कुछ कंट्रीज को छोड़ के बाकी सभी कंट्रीज से जो MBBS करके आते हैं उनको देश में FMG एग्जाम, फॉरेन मेडिकल ग्रेजुएट एग्जामिनेशन पास करना पड़ता है। उसके बाद में वो इंडिया में रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए और फर्दर स्टडीज और प्रैक्टिस के लिए एलिजिबल हो पाते हैं। तो इसमें हमने पाया कि काफ़ी सारी संख्या में कैंडिडेट्स जो एक्चुअल में FMG क्लियर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, उन्होंने फर्जी FMG के सर्टिफिकेट्स बनाए। उन सर्टिफिकेट्स को मेडिकल काउंसिल की वेबसाइट्स के ऊपर अपलोड किया और अपलोड करके कुछ का प्रोविजनल रजिस्ट्रेशन करवा के गवर्नमेंट के मेडिकल कॉलेजेस के अंदर इंटर्नशिप करने लग गए। और यदि ये खुलासा नहीं होता तो उनका फिर फाइनल रजिस्ट्रेशन भी हो जाता और वो प्रैक्टिस भी करने लग जाते। तो उसी क्रम में हमने करीब 100 के करीब ऐसे कैंडिडेट्स को अभी फिलहाल इनिशियल फेज में आइडेंटिफाई किया है। उनमें से करीब 35 के करीब को हमने अरेस्ट कर लिया है, बाकी और की कार्रवाई जारी है। इसमें सेंटर वगैरह तो है ही नहीं, ये एग्जाम तो देते ही नहीं थे, ये तो सिर्फ डायरेक्ट सर्टिफिकेट बना लेते थे और वो सर्टिफिकेट बना के गैंग का RMC में कनेक्शन था, तो गैंग डायरेक्टली RMC से उनको अप्रूव करवा देती थी। तो इनका एग्जाम का और सेंटर से कोई रिलेशन नहीं है, ये तो प्योर एंड सिंपल यूज ऑफ फोर्स्ड डॉक्यूमेंट एज जेन्युइन का केस है।
So that was a big revelation where there are many fake doctors right now in Jaipur, in Rajasthan, and there are 100 doctors who fall under the suspicious category. Now let's move on to another top story. Now 3 tragic deaths in Maharashtra are now raising serious questions about civic apathy and contractor negligence. Now in Pune, 2-year-old Soham Lakhan Kasbe drowned after falling into a rainwater-filled pit outside his home. The pit was one of 4 dug for drainage and allegedly left open without safety measures. Now Loni Kalbhor police have booked an unidentified contractor. In Mumbai's Mumbra, 17-year-old Alia Mohammad Sajid Chandiwala died of electrocution on Wednesday evening. She came in contact with a live current while walking through a waterlogged stretch near her building's Iron Gate. Her family says complaints about voltage fluctuation to torrent power were ignored. Now police have booked power officials for negligence. And in Nagpur's Tajbagh area, 65-year-old Afroza Begum died instantly from an electric shock while returning from a grocery store. Live current had spread through water accumulated on the road, allegedly due to negligence by municipal corporation, contractors and electricity officials. In all 3 cases, residents are demanding accountability, stricter safety enforcement and compensation for the victims' families. So this is big, and there have been more cases in this matter. We're also getting to know there was a biker who also died, who was injured, seriously injured. He also died in this incident, among many incidents which are happening in Maharashtra. Revati is live with us. All right, we don't have Revati live right now with us, but these are the many cases, one among the many cases from Maharashtra, where you can clearly see there's an open pit, there's an open drain in which a 2-year-old little child lost his life died because of the negligence, the criminal negligence of the authorities. And in the two other cases, a 17-year-old girl was electrocuted and she died as a result because she was walking on the water and there was live current in the water. And this is the third incident where a 65-year-old woman died because of electrocution. And in the similar case, it was similar to the incident where the 17-year-old died also because of electrocution, because there was current, live current in the water. The Uniform Civil Code debate is set to intensify in West Bengal. The State Cabinet will take up the draft UCC bill at a high-level meeting in Nabanna today. An expert committee headed by former Supreme Court Judge Justice Ranjana Prakash Desai has been tasked with examining the draft before it is placed in the Assembly. Here's a report.
The West Bengal government has initiated the next step towards framing its Uniform Civil Code, with the draft bill set to be discussed at a cabinet meeting in Nabanna. The meeting, scheduled for 2 p.m, will be attended by ministers and secretaries from all government departments to deliberate on the proposed legislation. The State Cabinet has already approved the formation of an expert committee to examine the draft Uniform Civil Code bill. The panel will be headed by retired Supreme Court Judge Justice Ranjana Prakash Desai, who has been given 4 weeks to study the draft and submit recommendations. According to the state government, once the committee submits its report, the draft UCC bill will be placed before the West Bengal Legislative Assembly for further consideration. The move comes as the Uniform Civil Code continues to remain a key political and legal issue, with several states examining similar legislation. The expert panel's recommendations are expected to shape the final draft before it is formally introduced in the Assembly.
All right, viewers, we have another big breaking news development. Let's go to that breaking news development. This is the government ordering removal of BAT, BMS, lozenge and iron apps being misused in remotely disabling battery-operated vehicles, that is electric vehicles. Any other such apps being misused will also be blocked. So this has been blocked by the government as per our sources. And this has been blocked by the government, have directed Google Play Store and Apple App Store to remove apps like BAT BMS, lozenge and Epoch Iron. Now this action comes in response to viral social media incidents where pranksters used unsecured Bluetooth connections to remotely shut off electric three-wheelers. So that is the case where this happened, and the targeted applications are legitimate battery management systems, monitoring tools originally designed to track metrics like voltage and temperature. However, some budget lithium-ion batteries feature Bluetooth connections that lack basic authentication or encryption. Now, this flaw allows anyone within a 10 to 15 meter range to connect to the battery and trigger the discharge switch, rendering the vehicle temporarily inoperable. Now, the government and the Transport Department were closely monitoring the situation. Local police is in action, and now, as per our sources, the BAT, BMS, lozenge, Epoch Ion apps will be removed. This is the big action that is happening after there were many viral videos of the electric three-wheelers where they were switched off and they were temporarily inoperable. Now, this is the big action which is happening as per the sources. BAT, BMS, lozenge, Epoch Iron apps to be removed so that there will not be any future misuse. This is exactly the video which we are talking about. As you can see, certain people, while they were behind the e-rickshaw, and because there is a Bluetooth connection via which you can connect to the three-wheeler, and they temporarily disabled the e-rickshaw, the electric rickshaw. As you can see, the e-rickshaw stopped because of what they did, and this happens with a simple Bluetooth connection and an app that helps them in doing so. And this is the app. These are apps like the BAT, BMS, lozenge and Epoch Ion. The action is now in response to these videos only, the viral social media incidents where certain pranksters used unsecured Bluetooth connections to remotely shut off electric three-wheelers. Ladies and gentlemen, apps stalling battery vehicles to be removed This is as per the government action, as per the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, MeitY, and the government who have directed the Google Play Store and Apple Play Store and Apple App Store to remove apps like Bat BMS, Lossy and Epoch Ion. This action comes in response to viral social media incidents where pranksters used unsecured Bluetooth connections to remotely shut off electric three-wheelers. That's the big breaking news development that we are talking about, the big action that has happened in this entire case. Bat BMS, Lossy, Epoch Ion apps to be removed. As per these are the visuals, these are the videos of how they stopped electric vehicles because they don't have a very secure Bluetooth connection that lacks basic authentication or encryption, easy to break, easy to track. The annual Sri Amarnath Yatra begins today with thousands of devotees embarking on the sacred pilgrimage to the Himalayan cave shrine. Now, Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha flagged off the first batch of pilgrims from Jammu, marking the start of a 57-day spiritual journey amid extensive security arrangements and heightened enthusiasm among devotees. Here's a report on everything we know so far.
Chants of Bam Bam Bole echoed through Jammu as the first batch of pilgrims set off for the sacred Amarnath Yatra, one of India's most revered religious journeys. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha flagged off the inaugural convoy from the Bhagwati Nagar Yatri Niwas, marking the formal commencement of the annual pilgrimage. The 57-day Yatra begins today and will continue till August 28th, coinciding with the festival of Raksha Bandhan.
This is a camp where the facilities have been provided for all these yatris, although the number is coming around 10,000, those many of them who have reached through the private vehicles, the train journey, many of them have taken, and some of them have also come in using via these buses that were provided by the administration. But meanwhile, we are also seeing many of the yatris who have turned quite offended, saying that they are not being allowed to go inside the camp because of the registration issues that they are facing, although many of them are staying here on the very road. Despite the challenging weather, they are not even leaving the place, waiting that when they will be getting a green signal from the administration.
Authorities have made elaborate arrangements for the smooth conduct of the pilgrimage, including accommodations, medical facilities, transportation and disaster response mechanisms. Security remains a key focus with a multi-layered security grid deployed along both routes.
इसमें काफ़ी फोर्सेस लगी हैं, सीएपीएफ, आर्मी, पुलिस, जेकेपी मेनली, और हमने इसमें प्रॉपर अरेंजमेंट किया था और प्रॉपर तरीके से अभी ऑलमोस्ट सारी कार्रवाई आ चुकी है और हमने प्रॉपर तरीके से ये लोग अपने कैंप में जा रहे हैं लोग और प्रॉपर लाइन वगैरह लग के पूरा इनका हुआ है और काफ़ी अच्छा अरेंजमेंट हो गया है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
Security agencies have also carried out extensive area domination exercises and route sanitization ahead of the pilgrimage.
Meanwhile, we are seeing the army in action. The drone systems have been chipped in. They are monitoring the entire tracks, the area where from the Yatra will proceed, and also the AI has been given a focus this time. There have been the multiple around 600 CCTV cameras that have been installed that will be monitoring these Yatris. So this is the Amarnath Yatra of the 2026 where we see a jam-packed pilgrims number just outside the Srinagar's transit camp.
All right, it's time to slip into short commercial break, but don't go anywhere because we have a lot more lined up coming up after the break. DMK versus TVK intensifies in Tamil Nadu. DMK likely to move Supreme Court over TVK minister's comment on Karur stampede.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट.
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान.
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट.
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम. AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much.
आपने बोला humble हो रहा हूँ.
You became very famous during Balika Badhu. At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus. Right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzi.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now? There was no Viral Bayani then?
Back then, it was just,
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरी राजा
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट, स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है। स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk tonight about an incident where an FIR got registered against 4 people. This is an incident which has happened in Madhya Pradesh, in Ujjain, and there is this strange video which shows a van suspended about 40 feet in the air. And it's suspended with a crane, some kind of a huge big crane. And there are explosives which are put inside this van, and then the van is detonated. Watch this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is apparently during a Moharram procession, where the organizers fill a car with explosives, lift it 40 feet in the air with explosives, put a slogan on the vehicle saying, "Le fir aage," which means, "Look, we are back." And then they explode the van. And at that point of time, there are posters put, there's a lot of mayhem. It's also seen in the video that there are 2 people who are waving red flags before the blast, and the car is detonated mid-air amidst the spectators. There are videos from an Instagram account which also show a young man performing other explosion-related stunts, such as filling a drum with explosives and blasting it. And there are intense explosives used out there. This is all a celebration of explosions. These are not fireworks, let me tell you this, viewers. Now the police arrested the accused, and there was a procession of the accused also taken out. The accused identified as one Shoaib, Zahid Khan and Taslim. Shoaib organized the event, and Zahid and Taslim were the ones waving the flag while standing.
A very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching Republic TV. This is Shivam Dutt Mehta. India's defense story is entering a transformative new era powered by indigenous innovation, cutting-edge emerging technology, and a rapidly expanding defense industrial ecosystem. As the nation accelerates its journey towards strategic self-reliance and the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, Republic brings together the policymakers, defense leaders, innovators, and industry pioneers shaping the future of national security. Join us on 18th July in New Delhi for Republic Defence Forces' first conclave, Bharat, the defence powerhouse, where the spotlight will be on next-generation military technologies, advanced defence platforms, indigenous capabilities, and the government and industry partnerships driving India's technological transformation. Stay tuned for insightful conversations, exclusive perspectives, and the ideas that will define the future of India's defence ecosystem. Now let's shift our focus and get you all the top headlines of the hour. Back-to-back cases of civic apathy comes to light. 2 electrocuted after rain and 1 drowns after falling into open pit. 2 daycare caretakers arrested for allegedly physically abusing toddlers at a daycare in Bengaluru. Prime accused sent to 14-day custody. DMK versus TVK intensifies in Tamil Nadu. DMK likely to move Supreme Court over TVK minister's comment on Karur stampede. Government orders removal of controversial apps stalling battery vehicles. Apps like BAT, BMS, Lossigi to be removed. All right, viewers, let's begin this bulletin with a big breaking news development that we're getting in this matter. This is about the Bengaluru Daycare horror. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights has taken suo motu cognizance of alleged physical abuse and torture of children at a daycare center inside an IT company's Bengaluru campus. In a letter dated July 2nd, 2026, addressed to Bengaluru Urban Deputy Commissioner P.S. Kantaraju, the NCPCR said that its team, led by senior technical expert Paresh Shah, will visit Bengaluru today for a fact-finding inquiry. Now, more details are awaited as the probe begins. So this is another development in the Bengaluru Daycare horror case. The NCPCR takes suo motu cognizance in the daycare horror. And now a fact-finding team will be visiting, a 2-member team, that's what we're getting to know, that will be visiting the team to investigate the matter. And these are little children, little toddlers who are the victims of the physical abuse. As you can see, the visuals on your screen, the monsters also on your screens, those who were physically abusing these little children, and they were being beaten, abused, and the way they were being treated, very inhuman treatment for the little children on your screens. A nightmare for any parent to see their children in such a state. There are many victims, many little toddlers, the victims of this abuse. The accused on your screens, as you can see. Abhishek is live with us for all the latest details, and there have been a lot of updates since we are tracking the story from the time it broke. Abhishek, the NCPCR team was supposed to be there. Have they arrived? Has the fact-finding team arrived at the location for investigation? What are the updates, Abhishek?
Well, at this point of time, the NCPCR, who's taken the cognizance of this entire case, is about to reach the private office location or the campus where the incident occurred. And we are right in front of the Cap Gemini's another gate. This is the side gate of the entire company where the incident took place a couple of days ago. And also, we shouldn't forget the fact, Shivam, that the HAL police have already reached the location. They have continued their efforts to grab and gather all the available data from questioning the parents who left their kids to the daycare facility, and also they have started interrogating the manager on floor and various other persons who were responsible for the safety of the children within the campus. And also they have started taking the statements from various other employees who've been working with this particular company to know if this incident was a fresh incident or had these kind of incidents previously happened and that had been suppressed. And also we shouldn't forget the fact that out of the 5 accused women, 4 have already received the notices. 1 is already behind the bars as of now. She has already been sent to accused number 2. Vijaylakshmi has been sent to the judicial custody today morning. Starting from today, it will be a 14-day judicial custody. 3 of them who had already received the notice have gone through the interrogation by the HL police, and they have answered whatever questions had been laid down in front of them by the HL police. And also one person who's absconding as of now, the police have started they've launched an investigation as to find out where the 5th person who is already on the absconding, and the benefit of doubt is that the person who's absconding might have been involved in the abuse emotionally, physically and mentally to the children who were part of the daycare. And at this point of time, we have certain information that the HL police have already reached the location. They have already surrounded within the campus. They've started taking the information. They have started taking the statements from the people who belong to the Capgemini company, as well as the employees who had left their children at the daycare facility. On the other hand, the NCPCR, which has already taken the cognizance of this entire matter, has reached Bengaluru and is on official word with the Karnataka state government, and they are also in words with the Child Rights Commission of the Karnataka, is what we have been told as of now. On the other hand, we've also been informed that Human Rights Commission might also fall into the picture. The Karnataka State Women Commission chairperson, Dr. Nagalakshmi Chowdhury, previously when she spoke to Republic TV, had mentioned the fact that she will not stand by these women who are the actual accused in this particular case, because the video very evidently shows that the women in the daycare setup were very clearly violating the norms of putting the infants or toddlers within the restroom. They were made to sit in the western commode. They were made to sit within the front-loaded washing machine. They were abused. They were threatened. They were inhumanly treated. And in this particular video, accused number 2, Vijayalakshmi, was clearly seen, and she was questioned by the police, and she had accepted whatever she had done, and that is why she had been taken into custody by the HL police as of now. Seemant Kumar Singh,
and strict action must be taken. Strict action must be taken, Abhishek, in this matter. And what's really horrifying is some children, toddlers at this age, can't even can't even narrate to their parents what exactly is happening to them. We have another big breaking news development. Let's go to that development first, and we have Abhishek for all the latest updates. Now, police have intensified their investigation into the child abuse case at the private daycare center. The prime accused, Vijaylakshmi, has been arrested and produced before the court. The court has remanded the accused to 14 days of judicial custody, and the police are also investigating the role of other staff members who were present at the daycare during the incident. And also, as highlighted by our correspondent on the ground, investigators are verifying who was on duty at the time and whether anyone else was also involved or failed to report the alleged abuse. The investigation is continuing, and further action is likely based on the evidence which has been gathered. So, Abhishek, 1 is absconding, 3 of them gone through the interrogation, 1 has been sent to judicial custody. But what's shocking is the way that this was being managed. Who else could also be involved in this entire matter? And also the role of the corporate, of the company, who can't act to be negligent of exactly what happened. It was happening inside their premises. You are right now outside Capgemini's headquarters, their office, outside the location where inside the daycare is there and where the incident happened. Now, what kind of reactions are coming in this entire incident? There has to be some sort of accountability that should be in place, and there should be punishment indeed.
Shivam, just a couple of buildings from what we are showing on the screen now. The incident occurred in one of the daycare setups, which the company, Capgemini, has very evidently said, has put out a press release stating that they have closed the daycare facility. But the fact is that accountability, who is supposed to be accountable for this entire situation? While talking to the media, Karnataka Home Minister Priyank Kharge has mentioned the fact that Capgemini is using the land of Bengaluru, is operating from Bengaluru. Bengaluru has its own remarks and it is famous worldwide, and despite knowing this fact, why isn't Capgemini not accountable? The Capgemini has very clearly mentioned that the agency was outsourced. if we go by the rule of law, the first person who's accountable for this entire incident would be the agency which is supposed to make sure that the daycare workers are from verified background. The second team would be the campus or the Capgemini campus, which also will have to have a manager on duty to check if even the third-party agencies are following the rules and the regulations of the land. And the third person, or the third party, will be the collective team of the BBMP and the education officials, because it is under their supervision all these daycares come unto. So at this point of time, it is a collective negligence of be it the GBA, be it the education department, be it the Capgemini, be it the agency which was taking care of the daycare facility in the premises. So this is one such incident that has come out in Bengaluru, but the Child Rights Commission persons of the record say there are various other instances that have happened in the last couple of months, and these weren't brought to the light. But after this incident surfaced on various other social media platforms as well as media houses, the fact is that when we try to speak to various other persons who are involved in this, some of the people don't want to comment on this. Some of the people who are accountable aren't answering the phone. Some of the people who are supposed to give a clarity on this aren't available on either phone or email. So this, at this point of time, the negligence is not from one particular person. It is collectively by the entire system, and this has to be cleaned, is what Home Minister has demanded as of now. And also he mentions for a fact that he has demanded a report from the Karnataka State Police or the Bengaluru City Commissioner as to who is accountable for this entire incident, after which he will write a letter to the Women and Child Commission seeking their intervention to audit all the daycare facilities which are working in Karnataka. And he also wants to know if all of them are legally operated, if all the daycare centers have verified daycare workers. So at this point of time, this might take a couple of days, but it is sure that this will happen in the next couple of days or weeks after the report is generated by the Bengaluru City Commissioner. Shivam.
Right, Abhishek, many thanks for joining us with your with those inputs coming in on that story that Republic TV is closely tracking. Let's shift our focus, viewers, to the other stories on Republic TV with you. The protester in the case is identified by a friend as Lokba Rangzen, fully dressed in monastic garb when he planted a Tibetan flag on the sidewalk in front of the United Nations headquarters in New York, and then self-immolated along the busy street during the evening rush. Now, viewers, we have this report to know more about this case.
A 42-year-old man holding a Tibetan flag died after setting himself on fire in front of the United Nations headquarters in New York. The incident occurred at 42nd Street and 1st Avenue. Rangzen, who has lived in the United States for about 20 years, crumbled to the ground in less than a minute after he was engulfed in the flames. About 15 seconds later, a pair of first responders with fire extinguishers doused the flames. Police were spotted at the scene carrying sheets of paper, one of which said "China out of Tibet," a slogan commonly associated with the Tibetan independence movement or contemporary Free Tibet movement. The man was taken to Bellevue Hospital and later pronounced dead, according to the police. Law enforcement are investigating the self-immolation. Officials say they were not able to comment on what prompted the man to set himself on fire.
And viewers, on to the deaths due to negligence, that is civic apathy in Maharashtra, are now rising. In fact, they're also raising serious questions about this civic apathy and the negligence. Now, in Pune, viewers, latest case coming in is when a 2-year-old Soham Lakhan Kasbe drowned after falling into a rainwater-filled pit right outside his home. The pit was one of 4 dug for drainage, and allegedly they were left open without safety measures. And Loni Kalbor police have booked an unidentified contractor. And viewers, meanwhile in Mumbai, you have 17-year-old Alia Muhammad Chandiwala who died of electrocution. These are cases, viewers, in a span of 3 days. We have at least 6 cases that have come in from Maharashtra, from Thane, that is the Mumbai metropolitan region. You have even cases coming in from Sakinaka yesterday, where we saw a 55-year-old man fell into an open manhole. Now this younger 17-year-old electrocuted in Thane and in Mumbai. and she came into contact with the live current wire while walking through a waterlogged stretch near her building's Iron Gate. Her family says the complaints about voltage fluctuation to torrent power were ignored. Police have booked power officials for negligence. In Nagpur's Taj Bagh, viewers, it's not just about Mumbai. In Nagpur, you're seeing these visuals. 65-year-old Afroza Begum died instantly from an electric shock while returning from a grocery store. You can see her body that's lying there. Live current spread through the water accumulated on the road, and that's allegedly due to the negligence by the municipal corporation contractors and electricity officials. In all these cases, viewers, the residents are in anger. They're demanding accountability, stricter safety enforcement, and compensation for the victims' families. Revti is joining us live on the broadcast from Revti. Well, we saw several cases in the past 48 to 72 hours. There are numerous cases that have come in from Mumbai, from Thane, from Nagpur, and they continue to be reported. Monsoon, just the first spell of monsoon, and we have innocents who are being killed. For what? Because of somebody's negligence. And another case is coming in from Nagpur where we saw that dead body lying like a live wire, the current flowing through water, and nothing has changed, it seems.
Right, as you rightly mentioned, and also before this I have reiterated the fact that it's just a different year but the same situation in entire Mumbai. So starting first with the very shocking incident in Navi Mumbai where two school-going girls were electrocuted, followed by the incident which happened yesterday in Kurla where the 60-year-old man fell into an open drainage line and there was no security measures there. Skip to today where a 2-year-old boy fell into a pit which was dug for the water to flow away, sewage water actually, and the rainwater, but instead he fell into it and he was drowned. Also, the most shocking part is that though there is no accountability of it. Also in Nagpur, a 65-year-old woman who was coming back from a grocery shop, she was electrocuted. Also, these incidents keep on happening in Mumbai's Mira Bhayandar area. There also a son of former deputy mayor, he died as 2 days before a coconut tree fell on him. So these are the incidents which are reported within a span of a week. So the pre-monsoon works are expected to be done latest by May end, but it is not done. It is pretty much evident because also recently an 11-year-old boy also lost his life because a huge tree fell on the school bus and he lost his life there. So these are the incidents, and now the question is about the accountability of who is to be held responsible for these incidents, because the blame game, yesterday also we saw Mayor Ritu Taude said that it is up to the commissioner, and today at around 3:30 p.m. commissioner will be addressing, BMC commissioner will be addressing a press conference. So it will be important to see that what does she say in all these matters. Over to you.
All right, many thanks, Revti, there for joining us with those details. Of course, Republic TV continues to bring out these stories and raise questions which no one is, because our lives do matter. Viewers, we have now some breaking news coming in. It's a major crackdown by the Special Operations Group, that is the SOG, in Jaipur. A large racket that provided fake foreign medical graduate certificates to individuals, turning them into doctors for 20 to 30 lakh rupees, has been now exposed. The doctors who completed their MBBS abroad, Navdeep Tambolia, Chirag Sahu, Afridi Khan, they've all been arrested for securing registration with the Rajasthan Medical Council using forged FMG certificates despite failing the exam multiple times. They'd even completed internships at government and private medical colleges. And with this, the total number of accused arrested in the racket has reached 25, while the investigation has flagged over 100 doctors who are under suspicion. Now, the network allegedly operated through middlemen, including prime accused Bhanaram Mali, is under intense scrutiny. And the 3 recently arrested individuals have been remanded to police custody till the 4th of July as the SOG continues probing the roles of other doctors, middlemen, and possible corrupt officials involved in the matter. In fact, my colleague Rahul has filed this report from Jaipur to bring you more on this story.
25 लाख रुपए दीजिए और बिना FMG पास करे बिना ही आप डॉक्टर बन जाइए। जी हाँ, बिल्कुल ऐसा ही कुछ राजस्थान में देखने को मिला है, जहां राजस्थान एसओजी ने इस पूरे मामले में बड़ी कार्रवाई करते हुए लगभग 100 ऐसे ग्रेजुएट्स थे जिन्हें चिन्हित किया गया है और 25 से ज़्यादा फिलहाल इस पूरे मामले में गिरफ्तारी हो गई है और 3 की फिलहाल राजस्थान एसओजी ने यहां पर गिरफ्तारी की है। लगातार राजस्थान एसओजी इस पूरे मामले में ताबड़तोड़ कार्रवाई करता हुआ नजर आ रहा है, लेकिन बड़ा सवाल ये है कि आखिरकार कैसे आम लोगों की ज़िंदगी से खिलवाड़ किया जा रहा है। बताया ये भी जा रहा है कि फर्जी सर्टिफिकेट के ज़रिए पहले इंटर्नशिप और इंटर्नशिप से सीधे तौर पर डॉक्टर बनने तक का रास्ता यहाँ पर साफ किया गया है। इस पूरे मामले में RMC के पूर्व रजिस्ट्रार समेत तमाम लोगों की फिलहाल गिरफ्तारियां हो गई है। राजस्थान एसओजी फिलहाल इसके पूरे मास्टरमाइंड और कहां तक इस पूरे मामले की जड़ देखने को मिल रही है, इस पूरे मामले में राजस्थान एसओजी लगातार ताबड़तोड़ कार्रवाई कर रहा है।
बाहर की कंट्रीज से कुछ कंट्रीज को छोड़ के बाकी सभी कंट्रीज से जो MBBS करके आते हैं उनको देश में FMG एग्जाम, फॉरेन मेडिकल ग्रेजुएट एग्जामिनेशन पास करना पड़ता है। उसके बाद में वो इंडिया में रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए और फर्दर स्टडीज और प्रैक्टिस के लिए एलिजिबल हो पाते हैं। तो इसमें हमने पाया कि काफ़ी सारी संख्या में कैंडिडेट्स जो एक्चुअल में FMG क्लियर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, उन्होंने फर्जी FMG के सर्टिफिकेट्स बनाए। उन सर्टिफिकेट्स को मेडिकल काउंसिल की वेबसाइट्स के ऊपर अपलोड किया और अपलोड करके कुछ का प्रोविजनल रजिस्ट्रेशन करवा के गवर्नमेंट के मेडिकल कॉलेजेस के अंदर इंटर्नशिप करने लग गए। और यदि ये खुलासा नहीं होता तो उनका फिर फाइनल रजिस्ट्रेशन भी हो जाता और वो प्रैक्टिस भी करने लग जाते। तो उसी क्रम में हमने करीब 100 के करीब ऐसे कैंडिडेट्स को अभी फिलहाल इनिशियल फेज में आइडेंटिफाई किया है। उनमें से करीब 35 के करीब को हमने अरेस्ट कर लिया है, बाकी और की कार्रवाई जारी है। इसमें सेंटर वगैरह तो है ही नहीं, ये एग्जाम तो देते ही नहीं थे, ये तो सिर्फ डायरेक्ट सर्टिफिकेट बना लेते थे और वो सर्टिफिकेट बना के गैंग का RMC में कनेक्शन था, तो गैंग डायरेक्टली RMC से उनको अप्रूव करवा देती थी। तो इनका एग्जाम का और सेंटर से कोई रिलेशन नहीं है, ये तो प्योर एंड सिंपल यूज ऑफ फोर्स्ड डॉक्यूमेंट एज जेन्युइन का केस है।
The Uniform Civil Code debate is intensifying in West Bengal, and the State Cabinet today will take up the draft UCC bill at a high-level meeting at Navanno today. And an expert committee headed by the former Supreme Court Judge Justice Ranjana Prakash Desai has been tasked with examining the draft before it is tabled in the Assembly. Here's more on that.
The West Bengal government has initiated the next step towards framing its Uniform Civil Code, with the draft bill set to be discussed at a cabinet meeting in Nabanna. The meeting, scheduled for 2 p.m, will be attended by ministers and secretaries from all government departments to deliberate on the proposed legislation. The State Cabinet has already approved the formation of an expert committee to examine the draft Uniform Civil Code bill. The panel will be headed by retired Supreme Court Judge Justice Ranjana Prakash Desai, who has been given 4 weeks to study the draft and submit recommendations. According to the state government, once the committee submits its report, the draft UCC bill will be placed before the West Bengal Legislative Assembly for further consideration. The move comes as the Uniform Civil Code continues to remain a key political and legal issue, with several states examining similar legislation. The expert panel's recommendations are expected to shape the final draft before it is formally introduced in the Assembly.
Meanwhile, viewers, the annual Sri Amarnath Yatra is set to begin today. Has begun today. Thousands of devotees embarking on the sacred pilgrimage to the Himalayan cave shrine. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha flagged off the first batch of pilgrims from Jammu, marking the start of the 57-day spiritual journey amid extensive security arrangements for the annual Yatra. Here's more on that.
Chants of Bam Bam Bole echoed through Jammu as the first batch of pilgrims set off for the sacred Amarnath Yatra, one of India's most revered religious journeys. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha flagged off the inaugural convoy from the Bhagwati Nagar Yatri Niwas, marking the formal commencement of the annual pilgrimage. The 57-day Yatra begins today and will continue till August 28th, coinciding with the festival of Raksha Bandhan.
This is a camp where the facilities have been provided for all these yatris, although the number is coming around 10,000, those many of them who have reached through the private vehicles, the train journey, many of them have taken, and some of them have also come in using via these buses that were provided by the administration. But meanwhile, we are also seeing many of the yatris who have turned quite offended, saying that they are not being allowed to go inside the camp because of the registration issues that they are facing, although many of them are staying here on the very road despite the challenging weather. They are not even leaving the place, waiting that when they will be getting a green signal from the administration.
Authorities have made elaborate arrangements for the smooth conduct of the pilgrimage, including accommodations, medical facilities, transportation and disaster response mechanisms. Security remains a key focus with a multi-layered security grid deployed along both routes.
इसमें काफ़ी फोर्सेस लगी हैं, CAPF, आर्मी, पुलिस, JKP मेनली, और हमने इसमें प्रॉपर अरेंजमेंट किया था और प्रॉपर तरीके से अभी ऑलमोस्ट सारी कार्रवाई आ चुकी है और हमने प्रॉपर तरीके से ये लोग अपने कैंप में जा रहे हैं लोग और प्रॉपर लाइन वगैरह लग के पूरा इनका हुआ है और काफ़ी अच्छा अरेंजमेंट हो गया है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
Security agencies have also carried out extensive area domination exercises and route sanitization ahead of the pilgrimage.
Meanwhile, we are seeing the army in action. The drone systems have been chipped in. They are monitoring the entire tracks, the area where from the Yatra will proceed, and also the AI has been given a focus this time. There have been the multiple around 600 CCTV cameras that have been installed that will be monitoring these yatris. So this is the Amarnath Yatra of the 2026, where we see a jam-packed pilgrims number just outside the Srinagar's transit camp.
And we was time for a very, very short break. But on the other side, we bring you the latest updates coming in on the controversial apps, that stall battery vehicles, bad BMS, and Lossiji. They are all said to be banned by the government.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे.
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं.
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा. रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं. रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट. ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े. चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े.
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट.
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time, and now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job, but it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Man. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Man at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But then
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार.
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट अब बताओ स्वाद आया
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much.
आपने बोला हम्बल हो, मैं हम्बल हो रहा हूँ.
You became very famous during Balika Badhu. At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus. Right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzi.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now?
This is
There was no Viral Bayani then?
Back then, it was just,
What do you mean back then?
No,
if you keep talking, I'm over a decade older to you. If you keep saying back then I'll stop driving the car here.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean...
What am I then? Back then. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Man. He's about 52 years.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Very good afternoon, viewers. You're watching live and breaking at 2 p.m. with me, Rakta Mishra. The crumbling civic infrastructure. As we talk about Vikasit Bharat, question remains, when will the taxpayer keep paying with his lives? When will the potholes, the open drains, the open manholes be covered? What does it take for the civic bodies to wake up, viewers? Republic TV continues to bring you the stories from ground zero. Let's take to you the headlines at 2 p.m. now. Back-to-back cases of civic apathy comes to light. 2 electrocuted after rain. One child drowns into open pit in Mumbai. Two daycare caretakers arrested for allegedly physically abusing toddlers at a daycare in Bengaluru. Prime accused sent to 14-day custody. It's DMK versus TVK intensifying. In Tamil Nadu, DMK likely to move Supreme Court over TVK minister's comment on Karur stampede. Government orders removal of controversial app stalling battery vehicles apps like BAT BMS Losigi to be removed. The first story, viewers, that we are playing out for you is the government's order to remove BAT BMS Losigi and Epoch Ion apps that are being misused in remotely disabling battery-operated vehicles like e-rickshaws. Now, any other such apps being misused would also be blocked, is what the government has said in its order. Apps used to control battery-operated vehicles are said to be removed, viewers. Let's get you more details as to what really has happened in this case, viewers. We've seen that there is misuse of certain apps like the BAT BMS, which have been available across platforms like Google Play. And in fact, Harsh is joining us live on the broadcast for more. Harsh, tell us, give us first a background of this story. What are these apps about and what's the controversy surrounding it and what the government has said?
Right, Rakshita. Now, what we are seeing is that the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology coming forward to ban all of these Chinese apps from all the available sources, including Play Store and App Store. These are apps that work on battery-operated vehicles that have an unsecured system. Especially e-rickshaws are the battery-operated vehicles in the case of India. And what we are seeing is the misuse of these apps by general public, because these are apps that are very easily available. One of the most common app is BAT BMS. This is again a Chinese app. Now what this app does is establish a connection between the unsecured battery system of an e-rickshaw, and it immediately causes a closure, in fact a complete shutdown of the e-rickshaw when it is used. And what I know, e-rickshaws is a problem across multiple metro cities in this country, but this is very unethical for the people who rely on these sources for their daily wages. And now we are seeing that the government of India, in fact, has come forward. They have ordered an immediate ban on all of these apps, including BAT BMS. These are, again, China-based apps that run on Bluetooth connection. They establish a connection with these e-rickshaws, and they cause an immediate suspension, in fact, closure of the electric system within the EV vehicles that run on Indian roads. And that is turning out to be a menace across different cities. We were seeing social media videos where people are using these apps for all of these bad reasons. And a lot of issues were being caused to these EV rickshaw operators. And now we are seeing the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology coming forward to order a complete suspension, in fact, a complete ban on these Chinese apps. Rakshita.
Right, appreciate you joining us there with those details coming in on that story, Harsh. And meanwhile, viewers, we have some breaking news that's coming in from Tamil Nadu. The DMK MLA, Anita Radhakrishna, has been now arrested. And that's the breaking news we have right now coming in. And we will be bringing you more updates with our reporter joining us from Chennai. Former DMK minister and current MLA from Tiruchendur, Anita Radhakrishna, has been arrested by the police. This is in connection with a case filed against him for making demeaning comments against Tamil Nadu Chief Minister and TVK Chief Joseph Vijay. Early today, he had applied for an anticipatory bail, and Madras High Court had declined his bail, stating that any comment that MLA makes should be responsible for, any comment that has been made, the MLA is responsible for it. And now he has been arrested. This is the DMK versus TVK politics that's also intensifying on the matter, viewers. And that's the breaking news we have right now. We also have, in fact, Stalin, who has reacted on this. But meanwhile, we have Sharda joining us live on the broadcast from Chennai. Sharda, well, this is an arrest that has taken place now. Tell us what had the DMK leader said, and on what charges, on what counts has he been arrested?
Well, Rakshita, if you remember a few days back, Anita Radhakrishnan had made a comment against Chief Minister Vijay, saying that what his position would be if he had not been selected and come to the assembly position after being the MLA and the Chief Minister, which was filed as a defamation case. FIR was filed against Anita Radhakrishnan, and following that, today an anticipatory bail was heard at the Madras High Court. However, it was rejected because the judge stated that the MLA should not make defamation remarks, especially personal remarks against the state chief minister, and that's why the anticipatory bail was rejected. And now the police have arrested, and an inquiry is underway for Anita Radhakrishnan incident in Thoothukudi. He's a Tiruchendur MLA right now and a former DMK minister. So now right after this arrest, DMK has reacted, telling, especially the MK Stalin has called out the TVK government as a take diversion government because they have not arrested any of the TVK MLAs who were involved in multiple cases, where multiple cases have been filed against the TVK members and the functionaries as well. No reaction and action was taken against them. But now, once again, the DMK's MLA and the ministers in place, the action is immediately taken. If you notice, today multiple DMK leaders' case have been brought up by the DVAC in corruption, by also the state police in relation to defamation case, the dialogues that they had made when in previous statements, and all that has been brought up by the police before the arrest, and that's the reason now DMK points hands at TVK, telling that it's just a political blame game against the DMK, and the TVK is taking action only against the DMK leaders and not the TVK.
With us, Radha. In fact, we also have a reaction that's coming in right now from DMK President and former Chief Minister M.K. Stalin on the arrest of DMK MLA Radhakrishnan, as he claimed that TVK is taking that it's a government. All right, just let's take a listen to what he has said. Okay, Sharda, I'll just go across to Sharda before we get that reaction. Sharda, now what has Stalin said? He has in fact claimed that TVK is indulging into diversionary tactics instead of taking action against those of their own leaders who are involved in several cases like sexual assault cases.
Well, the DMK is stating that the TVK is playing games with the DMK and saying that it's a political blame game because the TVK has not taken any action against the TVK leaders who are involved in any cases. Any FIRs filed against them, though no arrests are being made, only investigation. Meanwhile, any cases filed against the DMK, immediately the former ministers, even if it is the former ministers, they do get arrested. He also questions whether the current TVK government is focusing on what's happening in the state or just trying to make sure that the DMK is put at a blame at the end of it for anything that's happening. So today the DMK leaders did have a talk about how to tackle the TVK, and also apart from the higher-ups, even the party other leaders have pointed out, telling the TVK, which claims it to be a corruption-free party, is now taking members from the former AIADMK ministers who have corruption cases against them. So the question arises whether the TVK is just playing a game in front of the people, showing that actions are being taken against DMK former ministers and that anybody who comes to their party are clean and that no action will be taken against them. It shows that the TVK is trying to grab the people in the form of horse trading. M.K. Stalin in his tweet also mentioned that the TVK government is both a horse trading government, a sofa model government, and is only focusing on changing people's tracks, people's minds where they look at.
All right, Shada, thank you so much for joining us. In fact, Shada also spoke to T.K. Salangwan on the matter. Take a listen to what he had said.
Sir, today MLA Anita Radhakrishnan has been arrested for making a defamatory comment against Chief Minister Vijay. This is the first attack made by the TVK on the DMK government by making their first arrest. Is DMK going to move legally in this?
Definitely we will move legally. See, when we make a comment on the Chief Minister for doing something, it is the duty of the opposition parties to criticize the government. It should not be taken as an attack. It is the attempt, any opposition party will criticize the ruling party for their deeds. That is a common thing. See, when Adhavarjuna today, he had said that our leader, Mr. Stalin, was the reason for the death of 41 people in Karur. Is it not an offensive? Will they arrest him for this? They should arrest him for this also. Why they have left him alone? Why they have not arrested him? He has directly attacked our leader, that he is the reason for the death of 41 people.
So while you're mentioning this, DMK is already planning to move the Supreme Court against Minister Adhavarjuna's statement. So yesterday he made a statement telling that to make sure that Udayanidhi gets a place in the assembly, MK Stalin had completed the act along with Sendil Balaji.
Yeah, see, they accuse Sendil Balaji for the horse trading. For one MLA, they are playing a game with this. Because they want to accuse DMK also for horse trading. which means they accept that they are in horse trading. That they want to show that not only we are in horse trading, DMK is also in horse trading. They have got about 7-8 MLAs. DMK, this is an attempt by a team who are not DMK men. They want the blame to be put on Senthil Balaji. What is the purpose of DMK who wants to take one MLA? What are we going to do with one MLA? Are we going to form the government? No. Spending 35 crores for one MLA and purchasing him, when he comes to our party, he has to resign his post. He is no more an MLA after coming to us.
All right, viewers, now we are getting in news from Bengaluru. Now, questions being raised on the SIR exercise in Karnataka. Large-scale rigging of SIR has been reported. BLOs on camera have been caught doing SIR in mosques, wedding halls and private places. Now, this is in violation of the door-to-door mandate of this exercise, which now, this violation in fact goes on to help the illegals with fake addresses on Aadhaar to go to these BLOs than other way around, and claims that, and in fact there are claims made that many of the applicants do not possess the valid documents. And in fact there are allegations that fake birth certificates are being issued through cyber centers. The state plans to issue permanent residence certificates to such there are claims being made, viewers. I think we have a report, or we connect with a reporter. In fact, Abhishek is joining us on the broadcast. Abhishek, tell us more details about this, these allegations that are being raised.
When the special intensive revision started across Karnataka, there are various other allegations made by JDS or BJP, the political parties, because in some of the locations, the special intensive revision exercise started in one of the marriage halls, and also we've seen various other instances where it is being conducted in a private marriage hall, in a mosque and various other places, which is not meant to be done in public places. The actual rule and the code of conduct of the special intensive revision was the officer, the PLA along with the PLO visit the residence of every single voter, hands over the form to respective person of the family, and then gives a couple of days time to make sure that the data has been filled and they collect it in person after the data has been filled in. But there is a severe allegation and a serious allegation stating that fake birth certificates are being produced to make sure that the votes have been included newly, and to make sure that this will be benefiting the government or in any political party. But at this point of time, we've also seen that the state government has, the chief minister has obviously mentioned the fact that none of these exercises should have been done. The government will take stringent action on the people who organize a special intensive revision exercise in one of the marriage halls without the permission of the superior officials. But we are yet to see if there will be a full stop to these kind of events, because not only in Bengaluru, not only in Ramnagar, not only in Vijaypura, in various other parts of the state, this has started. The officials have started conducting the exercise of special intensive revision in public halls to make sure that they can save on time. But on whose orders are these people doing this is the point of question which has been raised by the government itself. And also we've seen politicians from their very own government, the Congress government, raising the questions. And also we have seen BJP and JDS, who's on the opposition side in the state of Karnataka, have mentioned that the government is making sure to spoil the special intensive revision exercise, and this is one of their backdoor tactics.
So you didn't stay with us. Stay with us. In fact, thank you so much. We will just go across to what H.D. Kumaraswamy had said